The ayes to the right, 330. The noes to the left, 275.
The ayes to the right, 330. The noes to the left, 275. The ayes have it, the ayes have it. And look! Right, does the member in charge of the bill wish to move the motion number 2, Kim Levitt?
Mr Speaker, I move that the Public Bill Committee to which the Terminally Ill Adults End-of-Life Bill stands committed shall have the power to send for persons, papers and records.
So
Understanding
MPs
order
have
number
voted
63 brackets
in favour
2,
of the assisted dying bill.
Question forthwith. The question is that the Public Bill Committee, to which the terminally ill end-of-life bill stands committed, shall have the power to send for persons, papers and records. And many of that opinion say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Understanding order number 632, only one motion relating to the committal of the bill may be moved, and that has been done. Right. Thank you, everybody. We're going to move on to the Ferrets Bill first, if people wish to leave.
So there you have the result of the debate, which started at 9:30 this morning, with 330 MPs voting in favour of backing the assisted dying bill, 275 voting against it, a majority of 55. So this was last voted on in 2015. Then there was a very large majority against it. It has gone the other way on this occasion, and it was very difficult to read in the run-up to this debate, and indeed listening to MPs speaking in the chamber earlier, to discern which way this would go. Let's return to Helen Catt, who's at the House of Commons for us, and I think getting some reaction there, Helen, as well. Your thoughts on this result?
Look, this is a really significant moment. For the first time, Parliament has approved the principle of there being a way for there to be assisted dying in England and Wales. You know, this is a really big moment. There's still some way to go. There are more votes that will need to pass in the Commons and the Lords, but you know, there's no denying that this is a big moment. And with me, I've got Andy Slaughter, the Labour MP. What do you make of this?
That's a very significant result, a majority of 55. Very few people were expecting that. It does show that we've thought about this very carefully. It's a huge tribute to the way that Kim Leadbeater has brought this bill forward in as consensual a way as possible. But those who support the bill, like me, realise that this is only the first stage, and some people will have, quite properly, given it the benefit of the doubt today, but want changes to it or to find out more about it as it goes through the whole parliamentary process over the next 9 months. So this is the start, not the end of the process.
I mean, there were some of your colleagues today who don't believe this can be amended at all to provide enough safeguards. I mean, what would you say to them?
Well, I don't really understand that, because there are huge safeguards in the bill, more than any other jurisdiction. There are 8 stages at which a person who wishes to end their life can reconsider that for one reason or another. And if you put it in those terms, then people say, well, it's too complicated or too expensive. No, if we have a will to do this as a country, and there's a huge majority out there in the country, far bigger than in Parliament, but as Parliament in a way has followed the public on this, and I think what we need to do now is get it right. But in the principle was established today, and that's very significant.
But you were here for the 2015 vote, which of course went the other way. I mean, did this feel different in the run-up to this? Did you think that this time was the moment?
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot more progressive and liberal House of Commons, irrespective of party, I think. I don't know why there's been such a fundamental change. The 330 votes for the bill today, the bill 10 years ago, it was 330 votes against. That's a big seismic change in a relatively short period. But look, politics is volatile now, and there's been a lot of innovations in social change. If you look at same-sex marriage, you look over history at the way things have done. And sometimes the public take a lead on this, sometimes Parliament does. But so long as we're going in the right direction.
But of course, this is not a given, though, that this will become law. This is second reading. How confident are you that you can get it through all the Commons stages, all the Lord stages, that this will make it into law eventually?
Well, what I hope there is goodwill, because Kim, the sponsor of the bill, can choose who now scrutinises it, has said she will choose a balanced group of people. And I think the quid pro quo of that is we want a constructive debate, i.e. we can change it to improve it, add more safeguards if people need that in that way. What we don't want is to see any attempts to sort of filibuster or talk it out or something in that way, which we sometimes indulge in here. I don't think that will happen, because the spirit on this bill so far has been that people have very strong views, but they're prepared to put them respectfully and listen to others respectfully. So it bodes well for a decision, but it won't necessarily be this bill exactly by the time we get there next summer.